Hey, this is Jason Cass, and I'm here with DIMA, and this is going to be your pro tip on 3 ways to grow your fans fast. Now, let me just start by saying real quick, I got to start out to understand what a fan is and why it's important. A lot of people say, hey, fans are overrated. It's not what you need. You don't really need fans. You don't need a lot of them. I hear this a lot. They say, you want to have quality fans and not a quantity of fans. Well, that's great. But for all of us who are in the insurance business, it's kind of similar to this, saying that you only want quality of fans and not quantity. In the same regards, it's like driving down the road and seeing a house or a business and driving by and looking at it and say, well, that wouldn't fit my agency. That's very shallow, very naive, and you're actually probably not going to be as successful as you could be if you quit treating everybody like they have to be special or that you already assume who they are. Understand that fans are important for a couple reasons. First of all, fans are important because it's a way they are giving you permission to connect with them. Every time you make a post, they have a chance of seeing what you're trying to put out there. That's you creating the conversation, creating engagement. Very, very important. If you want someone to be part of the conversation, they got to be a fan in order to be a part of the conversation. We also have to understand, though, that the average Facebook user has anywhere between 400 to 600 friends. So when they become your fan, Facebook not only shows stuff to them, but it also shows it to your fans' friends. So that is another huge part. So you may only have, let's say, 100 fans, and you may not think that's a lot, but I guarantee you probably have 10 to 20,000 people a reach, and that is huge. The last thing I want to say is, before we get on to the 3 actual strategies of knowing a fan, is understand that you can't determine what's quality and what's not. Here's the beautiful thing of social and digital marketing, and specifically Facebook, is that they determine if you're quality or not. Now that's awesome, because it's not you saying your quality to what they want to hear. They choose. They get involved with you. They like your page. They start seeing all your posts, getting the conversation, watching your videos, reading your information that you're trying to help them, and they decide this is not relevant to who I am as a person, and they unlike your page. Understand that when someone unlikes your page, that's a good thing. That's a good thing, because they basically are sifting themselves out of who is truly an actual quality fan and who's not. So don't be naive like everybody else and think that fans aren't important. They're very important. They're important for your business, and it's also important for you to reach their friends. And understand that you can't determine who quality is. The client will determine who quality is based on the conversation. Okay? It's just like walking into a chamber meeting, and there's a bunch of group of people around, and you walk up into one of the groups, and they're all sitting around talking about knitting. Well, if you're not a knitter, it's not very important. It's not very, not a very interesting thing. The group shouldn't be ashamed or feel belittled or lower in life basically on the fact that you left the conversation to go somewhere else. Same way. So here we go on the 3 ways to grow your fans fast. And so what we want to do is we start with number 1. And number 1 happens to be no better loyalty, invite your friends. So we want to invite our friends first. I'm going to show you here in just a second how you can invite your friends, and this will be the number 1 way for you to drive fans the quickest. But here's the other thing. Not only do you drive it the quickest, but this is actually your most loyal supporters. Imagine this. LeBron James has friends, and they're probably all his fans. But yet all of his fans probably are not necessarily all his friends. So I want you to kind of think of that. It may take a while for that to sink in, but understand that we want our friends. So let's invite them all. And understand, about 20% from me dealing with other agents and me giving them these exact ideas that made them successful and that they're currently writing business today, this is where we started them off. And understand that their friends are what matters of your fans. Very, very important. Now let me show you how to do this. So here we are here at my fan page, and you can see this is my JDC Insurance Group fan page, and we've got an admin panel and up here. I'm not going to go into that because being part of DIMA, we're going to go through this fan page and everybody's fan page step by step to make sure it's optimized, make sure it can be found online, and basically just to get the engagement that everybody should be getting. Yes, you can have a fun, interesting fan page as an insurance agent. I know firsthand for doing it for 4 years and for helping a lot of other agents out who are having a fun time doing it. Right here is where you're going to come to. Right underneath your cover photo, you've probably seen this before. Maybe you know what it is, maybe you don't. You're thinking, boy, this is very elementary, but it's not. This is one of the best ways to get the most amount of fans in the shortest amount of time who are the most loyal to you. Bottom line, no way, no ifs, ands, buts about it around it. This is the best way. So you can see here, all you got to do is invite them. It even shows you who can be. I have 474 friends who are my fans. You can see here I can click see all. And when I click see all, what it's going to do is it's going to allow me to look at different understand once another thing you're going to learn in DIMA is that you can create different lists for different fans. So then when you want to send out something specific to just Centralia, Illinois, it would just go to your Centralia fans. Another time, another place. But here you can hit search all friends. And you can do all your friends, and you can see I invited them. About once or twice a month, I will come through here of all the new friends that I get in between the last time, like this Riley Brooks here. So I'm going to simply invite her to become a fan of mine. I can scroll all the way through here, and you can actually see. So I want you to do this. I want you to go in, hit select all. You're going to search all friends, and come here and just invite them. Do you have to invite them all? No, you don't. Do I? Yes, because I know if they're a part, I want them to know who I am. I want them to be able to follow me, just not on my personal profile, but on my business profile. All you've got to do is select like, simply close it. Facebook will automatically send them a notification saying, hey, Jason wants you to like his fan page, JDC Insurance Group. About 20 to 30% of them will do it. It is the #1 way, most important way, and most efficient way to get the greatest amount of fans in the shortest amount of time from those who are the most loyal and going to be the biggest supporters of your fan page. So that's #1. Now, let's go back over and look at #2. The second best way to get fans is invite your email list. A lot of you should have emails. If you're not asking for emails or having your CSRs ask for emails every time you do a quote, every time you make an auto change, every time they call in to pay a bill, every little part. My buddy Chris Paradiso says that every opportunity is a sales opportunity. Keep in mind, every opportunity is also a time to update the contact information. If you can't stay in touch with the person when they're not on the phone with you, then you're not having and developing a social business. That's what social and digital business is. One of the ways you can do it is your email list. You should be collecting emails, or you can even download them out of your agency management system. So if you have applied AMS, QQ, whatever you may have, there more than likely is a way that you can go in and you can search just and download everybody's contact information. Now, with some of the management systems, you can just download the emails, but a lot of them you may have to download their contact information into an Excel spreadsheet, and then you can just go through and just delete out all the information except for the email list. Email lists are so important, okay? Besides your friends, your list is the next best thing to get the most loyal supporters of who you are. And why it's important is because your email list, especially coming out of your management system, majority, if not all of them, are your clients. They're going to give the best referrals. So that's really, really important, okay? And then I'm gonna tell you and show you that your list needs to be in a CSV format. That's real simple to do. Everything needs to be downloaded into an Excel spreadsheet. Most agency management systems, that's how they work. When you get it into an Excel spreadsheet, what I want you to do is I want you to resave that Microsoft Excel spreadsheet to your desktop. And when you do, there's going to be a little drop down where it's going to say save as a type of file. We're going to show that to you. So the second best way, invite your email list. And here we go. I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that as well. Very simple. So here we are inviting your email list, and what we're going to be is we're right back at my site, and you will see that up in your site you have what's called an admin panel up here. Hit that build audience and hit invite email contacts, okay? Now, when this pops up, there's a couple different ways you can do it. You can just upload a contact list, a consumer. If you're already using Constant Contact or MailChimp, it goes right in with it. Vertical response, not familiar with that, but you can use it. any of these type of things, if you have contacts, just simply click it and it will take your contacts from Yahoo or AOL or Outlook.com and will bring them right in here, and it will actually invite your contacts from those places to come to Facebook. It's really nice. But let's just use what I'm talking about here, the invite the contacts. This is where you're going to invite your email list. So you're going to come here, and it even gives you how to create a contact file. So if you don't understand, you can even go there for help. And I'm going to put contact. I'm going to choose the file. So I'm going to choose it. Now, just for the sake of simplicity, I already made one here. And this right here, now notice I did it in what was called a CSV file. Now, if you probably haven't done a CSV file, so just be patient, because I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you that here in a minute. So you're going to go here and look. It's going to select contacts to invite. Inside of the example that I did, is just a little for show, and for this example here, I just put in me and my wife's email addresses. Okay, then it allows you to preview the invitation that they have. Here's what they're going to get. A suggestion your page will be sent to the subscribers who are already on Facebook. So they've already been on Facebook, and they're going to receive a message just like this. It's going to say, check out JDC Insurance Group. You shared your email with JDC Insurance Group, and they've suggested you like their page. So once again, we never send emails to somebody if they've not given us permission. If we have their email, that means they've given us permission. So that's what they're going to send. So I would click send, and it's going to send those emails that I sent. It's going to send those ones to them. Okay, so that is how you're going to, simple as that. Coming right up here to build audience, you're going to invite your email contact list. You're going to have your email contact list saved in a CSV file. You're then going to come right here. You're then going to choose file. You're going to look for it, and you'll notice, see how these right here are Excel spreadsheets, and these are Excel, but look at this. These are comma S. You can see it's called comma separated values is actually what the name is. So let me show you exactly how we can make comma separated values. Here's the email list that I have, okay, and this is the email list that we're going to use for this specific project, and then I just created this as an example. This is just a regular email, a regular Excel file. Going to come right up here. You're going to hit your start button or whatever you have exactly there. I don't know if you're using a Mac or whatever, and you can hit a save as, and you're going to come right down here to other formats. You're going to hit save in other formats, and then what you're going to do is, here's the secret. You're going to see here, normally when you come here, it's going to say Excel 97 template. Go through and look at all of these, and as you do, you're going to see a CSV file type that you're going to save. Now, I want to warn you, don't come down here and do the CSV Macintosh MS-DOS. That's not what you want. What you want to do is just do the CSV comma, whatever that is. I can't read it. Delimited. I'm sorry, it's my screen so far away from me I can't even hardly read that. So you're going to select that, name it whatever you want. You're going to save it, and it's simple as that. And there you go. So now you have actually saved that file into, you can see here, a CSV file, which is right somewhere around here. Right here, sorry. It is right here. So now we have a CSV file. That will be the exact file that you will use to upload, just as I showed you. So that is how you invite your email contacts. And now on to the last one. Now, for the last way that we're going to get fans, I've got some other strategies, because really this last way is actually a couple. And I just want to make sure that you're asking for the like. When someone comes into your office and they sit down with your CSR to sign the applications, or let's even say that you would even send them off electronic documents to sign, at some point in time there, you're talking with them, okay? At the end of the process is what we're talking about. You've already saved them money, you gave them better coverage, you got them out of a situation that was a nightmare for them, whatever it may be that prompted them to give you the business. Now we have a time where they are most happy with you and see you as the golden child. Ask for the like. Teach your CSRs that if the person is sitting across the table from them, and while the person, a lot of times the CSR may be finalizing the applications, may be waiting for something for the company to call back, they may be waiting for whatever it may be for the CSR to make the ID cards. Most of the time, 90% of the time or more, someone has a smartphone. Ask them, hey, do you have a smartphone? Yes, I do. Are you on Facebook? Yes, I am. Hey, could you simply open up your app? And if you have them open up the app, and if you want, get your phone out right now, and you open up the Facebook app. As soon as the Facebook app comes up in the top right corner of the Facebook page, it says check-in. Go ahead and hit that, because if you have a fan page, you're going to see what's going to happen. If you're at your actual location office, you're going to see what's happens. Because when you hit that check-in, what it's going to do is it's going to open up a page, and it's going to say so-and-so is at, in my case, it would have been JDC Insurance Group. You can simply have the person not even put anything in. They can just hit check in and post, and what it does is it goes to their Facebook page and tells all their friends that they're at your place. You could even have them post in something to say, hey, we're happy that JDC Insurance Group was able to help us out. Something to that effect. If you want, even think of something very short for them to type. Just say, hey, would you mind opening up your Facebook app and checking in with JDC Insurance Group? And it would just be awesome. Say whatever you want. Just say it's a happy day at JDC Insurance Group, or I'm here at JDC Insurance Group. Come up with 2 or 3 sayings that are very short that someone could type very quickly that they'd feel comfortable, and have your CSRs, or if you're the CSR or the agent, whoever's dealing with the client at that time, have something ready for them already to do so they can do it, and they will do it. It is very easy. Make sure we have signage on the front desk of where the person walks in. Make sure we have it on the wall. Hi, we're on Facebook. Make sure the CSR or the producer has it on their desk. Very, very important, because people don't know you're on Facebook until you tell them. It's kind of like before the website era, and before the internet, I should say. Before then, even right as in the mid-90s, people didn't know you had a website until you told them about it. Now today, if you don't have a website, you're probably not a real business. That's where we're going to go here with our fan pages. If you don't have a fan page in the next year or two, you're not a real business, and you're not the type of business. And here's what you may disagree with that, and that's fine. But see, you keep thinking from your mindset. You're not thinking from the customer's mindset. The customer's thinking, why is everywhere I go, they have a fan page or they have some kind of social presence? Why do these people not? It just is like archaic and nostalgic and old, okay? So don't be that person. Check-ins are very important. Reviews. I'm going to show you the check-ins and the review features here in just a second. But I also have to tell you about something that gets way overlooked, and I even forgot one of them on here. Email signatures. In your email signatures, have a link to your Facebook page or to your LinkedIn page, whatever your page may be. For our course, we're specifically talking about Facebook. If you're talking about LinkedIn or you're talking about Google+, that's Ryan Hanley and that's Ken French, but that's not who we're talking about. We're talking about the Facebook. Should you have all of them on there? Yes. Could you have 1 or 2 of them on there? Yes. Put them on your email signature. You will not believe how many people go and look at your website and your fan page just from it being in your email signature. I know I do it a lot. You probably do too. So do other people. So it's very, very important. So let me show you a couple things directly from the page that can help you illustrate this. Okay, here we are at my fan page, and I want to talk about check-ins real quick, because check-ins are something I can't illustrate on my page because it's something you do on your cell phone. Keep in mind, you open up the mobile app. When you open up the mobile Facebook app, in the top right it says check-ins. Try it. Do it your own self. It's okay. Check in even to your own business. And matter of fact, get your people who work at your office to check in as well. Because I have to tell you, it's not a huge factor right now. But if you look right here, you can see it says 16 were here. That's the check-in, okay? Now this right here says 195 people are talking about this. That's actually part of the check-in for the day, but then that number would go back down. And if you want to know what 195 talking about this is, then sorry, that's another thing we're going to discuss in DIMA. I mean, I'm telling you this, we're going to talk about so much stuff in DIMA. It is going to be unbelievable. The things that you're going to think that I know, that really I'm not really a genius at it. I've just taken me 4 years to figure it out, and I'm going to help you do it like in a matter of weeks to a month. It's pretty cool. So the 16 here, you can even see that I can sit here and click, and it will show me the 16 people who actually checked into my office. Okay, so keep in mind that if you are going to actually have a contest to where you can give away $1 for every check-in that you guys get or receive or something like that. That's another great way to have a contest. So keep in mind that check-ins are very valuable. I can't tell you how valuable they are. And the other thing about it is that this right here, if you can see, I don't know if you guys have this yet. Some people do, some people don't. This right here is what we call the open search graph, open graph, whatever people call it, all different kinds of names. But this is a way that people are going to be able to find you. It's going to kind of be like the Google bar, to where people are going to search for web pages or information. You're going to be able to do a very similar thing here. Once again, I'll explain that more in another DIMA program. But to be found here, kind of like being found #1 on Google listings, they are going to start using your check-ins as a huge way to do it. So you want to get people to check in. Facebook understands the more people that are checking into your business must be the place to go, okay? Especially around other people who don't have any check-ins. Then the last thing I want to talk to you about is the reviews. You can see right here, this box is going to be very heavily weighted for people to find you on Facebook in the future through that graph that I just spoke about. This is a very, very easy thing for someone to do. They can just simply come here and what do you think of JDC Insurance Group? JDC Insurance is an awesome place. Okay, so I'm going to put that just like that, and then I'm going to hit review. We're going to put in a 3, 4, 5 star. Please encourage people to put in it, and I'm going to click the review button, and it's going to pop it up right here. This is something that we as producers, CSRs, and agency owners, we need to be teaching our people to do. When someone is sitting across the desk from us, we simply say, I'll even tell you this, there's an agency in Alabama that does this that I've helped. They've actually bought an iPad, just one iPad that sits around in the office. It's always logged in, or not logged in, but sitting on Facebook. And you can simply give somebody the iPad, have them log in with their user ID and password, and go right to your Facebook page and make the review. That's all they've really got to do, is just make the review. Then they give you back the iPad, you log them out for security, and everything goes on down. Don't tell me that this won't work in your office. Agents are already doing this, okay? Some of these ideas I came up with only because I use them in my own office, but some of them I've tried to teach other agents, and they've showed me how to expand on what I already do to get these results. So these work. These reviews are huge, okay? Not to mention what I also do, and this is a little bitty secret. After someone makes me the review, I'll open the review up kind of like this, and then I'll take a screenshot. I'll take a screenshot right there of that review, and then I will use it actually as a post picture to my posts. So I will actually post that screenshot to my fan page saying, I just appreciate Boyd McGee giving us such a great review. And then people click on it, they read the review because they're curious, they want to know what Boyd said. Now all of a sudden their friends are finding out that someone clicked on your post, because remember, if your fan saw that post that I made about Boyd McGee, my fan is going to click on it. When my fan clicks on it, Facebook tells their friends that their friend clicked on my page. They end up now seeing, hey, wonder what he's doing there. So they go there, they look, they become a fan. And it just spreads virally. I promise you it works. It's so awesome. It's so exciting. So those are some of the ways that you can instantly get fans. And so once again, this is Jason Cass. I look forward to seeing you on the other side of DIMA. This is just the very bottom of the barrel of what we're going to do. We're going to take you from the beginner stage of not knowing anything, maybe even not having a fan page, to the very end, to the advanced stage of where we are going to be teaching you and walking you through, and to where it's so simple for you. It's like tying your shoes. You're going to be able to run a campaign and actually bring revenue into your agency by having a social and digital business in the 21st century. It's what your consumers want, it's what your consumers expect, and it's what you need to give them. This is Jason Cass with DIMA. Thanks.